Brad Garlinghouse finally does crypto in a minute. He's talking about Hidden Road and some new information. We're also going to take a look at this Paul Barron clip here. Aave is coming to the XRP ledger. This is really cool. I also have some great updates from Cody Edward, Crypto Eerie, and there's some also today's date, July 25th. We should get some updates about the XRP ETFs. I'm going to go through what those updates could be and what to look out for. So here we go. Crypto in a minute. You tell me who does it better. Is it Brad or is it David Schwartz? Let's play it.
Let's be honest. Who is better, me or David Schwartz? Hi, I'm Brad Garlinghouse. This is Crypto in 1 minute. A prime broker is really a one-stop shop that allows all kinds of different asset managers, whether these are well-known hedge funds, trading desks, market makers. It gives them a one-stop shop venue to trade and clear everything from digital assets, derivatives, swaps, all kinds of different assets. And these guys are doing trillions of dollars of trades. Historically, those have been really owned by the traditional commercial banks, the JP Morgans, the Goldman Sachs. Banks now don't do, well, new players like Hidden Road, a company Ripple bought recently, is new to this space, and they're growing very quickly by serving that same market, but also including digital assets as part of the mix. Having a well-capitalized, a super strong balance sheet player like Hidden Road is allowing more institutions to come into these asset classes against a well-capitalized counterparty, and that is prime brokers bringing people into crypto in 1 minute.
All right, who did it better, Brad Garlinghouse or David Schwartz? Let me know down below. I also wanted to get some additional context on the deal and why it's so important. If you weren't following all these updates, here is a pretty good, really quick crypto sensei in a minute update. Ripple is a leading provider of digital asset infrastructure, best known for its blockchain based on the XRP ledger. Hidden Road is a technology-driven prime broker serving 300 top-tier institutions, processing $3 trillion annually across traditional and digital markets. Services include trading, lending, custody, and OTC over-the-counter swaps. And all of this went down in April 2025. Ripple acquired Hidden Road for $1.25 billion cash. Ripple's got it. Why is this deal a big, deal? Bridging traditional and digital finance, Ripple immediately gains the infrastructure to service institutional clients seamlessly across both traditional and crypto markets, unlocking institutional access. The deal addresses a long-standing gap where U.S. institutions had limited OTC crypto swaps and prime brokerage options, unlocking products previously unable in the United States. Scale and credibility. Hidden Road's platform handles vast trading volumes and connects directly with major traditional and crypto exchanges, offering Ripple immense reach and credibility among institutional players. Leverage for Ripple's ecosystem. Ripple's stablecoin RLUSD and the XRP ledger will be integrated into the prime broker operations, allowing faster settlements, better liquidity, and potentially making XRP and RLUSD core assets in institutional trading flows. The acquisition is happening at a key moment as crypto regulation loosens in the United States and institutions seek more robust infrastructure, a move that may signal broader adoption and the emerging of traditional and crypto markets. So lots of really cool updates and information there. Here's the update with Paul Barron and Aave.
What is the likelihood of having XRP and Solana within the Aave ecosystem?
Wrapping these assets in having them on EVM, that's the kind of like a short-term, I would say, path. But I would like to see, as part of my kind of idea of having Aave everywhere, seeing Aave also down the line on Solana and in the Ripple ecosystem. And Aave already has the biggest pool for RLUSD. So that has been a really significant accomplishment.
That is alone would probably supercharge what you guys are doing in terms of just exposure.
Listen, Ripple is, I think RLUSD is going to be a major contender in the stablecoin game. It makes sense that Aave wants to get in and provide their services and their infrastructure to the XRP community. Sounds like also they're exploring Solana there as well. Here is Sal from Tucrium talking about he understands XRP, and this is why him and his company fought so hard for their ETF. Let me play this.
Not a real Solana or Ethereum guy, but XRP I get. And XRP, the Ripple team, I understand the financial system. I understand the banking system to some degree. And I understand, as we all do, when you try to send a wire, it's a hassle. And, in the old days, it was T+3 settlement. We're now at T+1 settlement for a lot of stocks and futures and options. Well, that's still.
If you don't know what T+3 is or T+1 is, it was you sell that stock and 3 days later, right, you got your money. Now it's T+1, which is you sell it and you plus 1 business day. Now we're trying to move to T+0, which is same day or instant settlement.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anything that speeds up the system, the whole blockchain, the Ripple team from their outset have been out there laying the groundwork in the background to change the financial system, primarily through transfer of assets, primarily through replacing hopefully the SWIFT system, which is what wire transfers operate on by and large. And so we just thought, XRP being the token for that. Now there's RLUSD and the whole Ripple ecosystem. But from the beginning, their management has been very focused and very professional at building that out. We think they're one of many.
Sal's actually a really smart guy. I was one of the first people to interview him once they launched their product. And so you can go into my live interviews and you can see a picture of him. That's the interview if you're interested. Crypto Eerie posted this: Insight and BlackRock's buildo powered by Wormhole via securitized reached 1 billion in multi-chain under management last March and became the largest tokenized real-world assets. In June, Ripple announced Wormhole integration. Let me play this.
Candidly, RLUSD, I think, has the ability to challenge incumbents like Circle and really build a deep book of liquidity across all these different chains, have a lot of merchants adopted, et cetera, especially with all of the Ripple resources that are out there. So we're really excited about RLUSD in particular. Keep an eye out on RLUSD. We have some exciting stuff coming there too.
Suspenseful. All right, cool. And then here we go. What's going on with all of these different ETF products? We've been waiting for the SEC to finally give us the approval. Here is the information about today. July 25th, 2025. Today, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is scheduled to announce decisions on Rex Osprey XRP ETF and may provide other updates on pending XRP ETF applications. This could be a major catalyst for institutional adoption if approved. Mid to late July 2025, multiple key XRP ETF milestones have occurred or are imminent. So on July 18th, ProShares Ultra XRP ETF, a leveraged futures ETF, launched after the SEC approval, and other ProShares XRP ETFs went live this month. On the 21st of this month, Volatility Shares XRP ETF leverage went live on NASDAQ. And of course, today we're waiting for several products and updates. So remember, these leverage, like these 24-hour leverage or these futures don't really have a big impact on spot prices. Right? If we want the price of XRP to go up, we need the spot ETFs approved. We saw that when Bitcoin ETFs first launched, how much institutional demand there was. Now, I played a video today, came out on Friday. This video will come out on Saturday, tomorrow. There was some, ETF pro people talking about the XRP and Solana ETFs. If both of those launched on the same day, the spot products, XRP would have a larger demand because of the XRP armory. But they thought that Solana would kind of take the cake eventually. So, we're still trying to figure out what's going to be more popular here over time. Will it be XRP to start and then Solana, or will, XRP show up and keep showing up in the XRP army? That's something that very well could be a possibility. August 2025, the third decision deadline for some spot XRP ETF proposals is scheduled. The SEC could approve, further delay or deny applications. A status update in the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit regarding institutional sales is expected August 15th. So listen, I don't think any of these spot ETF products will be approved until this case is settled, but I would love to be wrong on that. I'm just taking in data and giving you a prediction. Predictions are just as good as, they are until they're not, right? But it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out over the next few months. This is supposed to be one of the most serious time for bull markets leading up to the end of the year. We do have a lot of momentum going for us with regulation in the United States. Do understand though that stablecoin regulation or cryptocurrency regulation will still take some time to actually go into effect. It's 18 months from when Trump signed that Genius Act into laws, when it's supposed to go into effect. The Treasurer of the United States, Scott Bessent, he could move that up if he wanted to. All eyes will be on him to see if he will give us an even bigger boost going into 2026 to extend the market. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this update. I've been Crypto Sensei. Have a great weekend. Aloha. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Please seek financial advice if you need it. Let's get back to the video.